Hi everybody, my name is Greg. I'm a California certified nursery professional here at Green Acres Nursery and Supply, and I want to introduce you to Patio Patrick.
Hey!
And we're going to talk about why fall is for planting, and we're going to specifically talk about planting trees in the fall and why it's really great to plant your tree at this time of the year.
Cool. So why do we plant in the fall, Greg?
Well, a lot of things are to plant in the fall because, you know, our good old climate here in Sacramento is such that it's really hot during the summertime. If you plant in the fall it starts to get cooler. The trees acclimate a lot better. They don't have to be watered as much. You just have a lot better chance of the plants doing a lot better. What happens is then the rains come in, they water it, so you're not out there watering your tree. They go through the winter time, and then they ease into spring where it's really nice and cool, and then they start to go and they ease in and they're already established, the root system established, and then here comes the hot of next summer. The trees are established and they're doing really well.
So planting in the fall seems like for trees it helps get them acclimated to the weather gradually, and then when the hot summer Sacramento heat comes in, you know, they're already established and they do better that way. And you save water by letting the rains water them, huh?
Exactly, same water and time too.
Cool.
So, you know, you go out and you get your trees in the fall, you plant them, you sit back, and voila, next year you enjoy your trees when it gets nice and hot.
Cool. How do you enjoy your trees? What do we do with our trees here?
Well, you know, one thing about trees is, hey, you know, it's 100 degrees out, you're walking through like Sac State campus or the Capitol or where there's a lot of tree coverage. It's like 100 degrees outside where there's no trees, and it's like 70 degrees
it's
where
hot,
there are trees. So that's one of the great things. But you know, they also clean our air. They actually help the soil structure. What else do you think they do?
Well, I thought that, you know, they help take the carbon out of the air and put the clean air back into the air, like you're saying. And that they help with soil erosion because the roots go out, right? And you're saying it helps keep a better soil structure.
They help purify the water. Actually, your water table, when it rains, the roots help purify the water.
Oh, cool.
It's so much of a positive thing to plant a tree here in Sacramento. We really need more trees. It makes Sacramento very tremendous. Excuse my pun, but
well, we're the city of trees,
We
right?
are the city of trees, so we want to get out there and plant the trees. And again, plant them in the fall.
Cool. So wait, so tell me about how do we enjoy a tree? Let's say we want a tree other than shade purposes. What might we be doing for trees if we're going to plant, you know, maybe I want a privacy, or what? Give me some info on deciduous or evergreen.
Sure. Well, you know, trees can be a screen. They can be something that's just really beautiful, like a Japanese maple that just really adorns your yard and complements like a really nice landscape. They can be like a drought-tolerant screen to screen out something that you don't want to see on the other side.
Like a neighbor?
Well, yeah. They
or
can be
a road or something.
They can produce fruit. You know, and gosh, you know, what's not to love about a tree that produces a beautiful peach or an apple, a plum? You know, citrus or trees. Their citrus are very drought tolerant. Trees just really add a lot to everybody's pleasure besides producing fruit, making you really happy. They're just a very good mental equalizer for you. It's just
so it helps us personally. Does it help our property? What about our property value? What about our heating and energy and air conditioning?
Oh, sure. Well, you know, look at property values. If you plant a tree, you know, studies show that trees increase the value of your home. You want to pick the right tree and then the right place, and that's really important. That's why you want to come down to Green Acres Nursery and Supply and ask us. No question is dumb. The only dumb question is the one that's never asked. So ask us, hey, you know, bring out a little plot and say, hey, I have an area here, I want to plant a tree, or is this area ripe for a tree? There's so many different trees, and like you said, deciduous and evergreen. Deciduous trees are great. Deciduous means that they drop their leaves in the wintertime, but in the wintertime, hey, you might want to have an area where you want to bring light into your home. So plant a deciduous tree in the wintertime. will bring that heat into your home, and in the summertime cool it off. There's so many variables.
So the deciduous tree will have its leaves in the summer. It'll provide shade for the home, right? And then, so you're saving money on AC costs, but then it drops its leaves. Here's the winter. We have all this sun coming in, hitting the house, and now you don't have to heat your house as much, but also you have this natural light. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Wow, so deciduous trees are like energy efficient and...
Sure. And a lot of people are afraid of deciduous trees thinking they're messy, but a lot of deciduous trees, like for example the Chinese pistache, drop all at once. So you drop all your leaves, you lift them up, then they come on. It's really nice. Besides, and then another great thing about deciduous trees, a lot of them produce a lot of beautiful fall color. You know, our landscape, our everything looks so better throughout the years. Our skyline, I should say, looks so much better throughout the years because we've got all these great trees like the maples, the pistache with this fall color. They do extremely well in our climate, and they just make Sacramento a beautiful place.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. When the trees start to change and you get the yellows and the reds, Sacramento is really a beautiful place. And I really think that we should keep that with us as we live here in the Sacramento, in the greater Sacramento area. I think you guys should come on over and talk with us about planting a tree. What kind of trees do you need? Maybe you want to grow some edible trees. We can help you out with fruit trees. So that was great, Greg. Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to add about trees?
Well, you know, and one thing we forgot to talk about was evergreens. You know, a lot of people will want to plant an evergreen tree. You can go anything as small as like a photinia that grows up to like 15 feet, or like a magnolia. Right, yeah, or a magnolia.
A couple photinias.
That grows up to, you know, 80 feet. But the great thing about the evergreen trees is that they might change your whole aspect of wintertime because they're, you know, makes it sort of feel like it's not bleak winter time because there's a lot of nice green out there. So you can, you know what's really cool, the most ideal landscape is planting both evergreen and deciduous trees. And remember to ask us which ones are water wise, which ones are and which tree is great for the size of your area, so that you don't, for example, plant a tree that might be too small and not do what you're wanting to do, like shade an area, or planting it too big and it'll outgrow the area. So ask us because we're happy to help you with that.
We'll help you figure out how far from a fence or a sidewalk or your house you should plant the tree according to how big the tree is. So come on over to any Green Acres Nursery and Supply locations and ask us about trees, and make sure you get your fall planting in gear, guys.
And ask for an outside sales rep, and they're going to help you because they actually really want to help you make the right decision on what kind of tree to plant.
And grow happy, grow healthy.